Welcome back everyone, I'm your manager A and this is Lobotomy Corporation. It's been a very long time since I've recorded anything. I've been busy with work and other things, and I also was trying to get the last abnormality I was missing. It's not required, but I did want it because it had LF gear. But the only time it ever came up was on a memory repo day, and I did not want to keep if I had taken it on a memory repo day, I would have to keep it. I wouldn't be able to do reset out of it. And the Army of Pink, Army of Black does react based off of employee death, and I did not want to deal with that. So I did do a few things where I would go, a few days into a department and then rewind back and just keep doing that over and over again to try to see if the RNG would come into my favor, but it never did. The button came up a few times, but obviously I'm not going to take the button, even though it would mean one less room that could get meltdowns. But a few things I did manage to do while I was trying to get Army of Pink was I did bring up some abnormalities that I had additional eco equipment due to the Binah's benefits. So I went ahead and purchased a bunch of those and took care of those. So now I have an additional, Gold Rush set, as well as these I actually reset it out of, but I got them ahead of time, which was the Crimson Scar and the Blue Scar set, so I got both of those. I don't think there was anything else that really stood out. Just me kind of grinding. I spent a lot of time grinding for gifts, so a lot of these characters are super decked out in gifts now. I definitely recommend doing the grinding a bit further into the game when you actually have better gifts, as well as just get faster stat gain, because it's just really slow to grind stats with Zayn and Teth level abnormalities. So yeah, we got that going for us. Anyway, I'm gonna go through the entire freaking list here and just get started. Obviously we need to start with the best team. This is Team Tough. We got Mason, Max, Angelina, Liam, and Daphne. All of them are just base generated. I made sure they're bald. They're all equipped with the Tough set, with the exception of Daphne. There's 4 pistols and 5 jackets for some reason. So I gave her the Harmony, which is from that grinder thing that I obviously reset it out of. Because the backstory for this thing here was the guy that was thrown into the grinder, and then this thing at the You're Bald appeared. So I figured that was fitting. Mainly their only purpose is just so they can work on this without triggering the baldness effect. The jacket is slightly useful because it has resistance to black damage. Because pretty much everyone is equipped with something that gives resistance to black damage. In most cases it's anywhere from like 0.7 to like 0.4 or something ridiculous. The jackets are 0.8, so they take 80% damage instead. But yeah, I'm not going to be using them for combat, obviously. It's just they're going to be here just to take care of this thing here. Both for this upcoming meltdown, as well as the next one, because the next one's going to unlock all of the... it's going to remove all the protections. Anyway, so yeah. Besides Team Tough, we got Momiji, Inushibiri, Sawaka Moria, Goliath Doll, Hata no Kokoro, Atsuo Ryuji, Letty White Rock, Shanghai Doll, Lily White, Lyrica Prism River, Remilia Scarlet, Ikari Yakumo, Suika Ibuki, Kasume, Yuki Hoshiguma, Satori Komieji, Gamachi Onazuka, Medicine Melancholy, Tiwi Inaba, Kaneko Yasaka, Ran Yakumo, Rikako Asakura, Sarah, Sakia Izoi, Kongara, Gengetsu, Ellen, Alice Margatroyd, Lewis, Ellie, Chiori, Kita Shirakawa, Marisa Kiyosame, Ayana, Sariel, Yuki, Shinki, Yuyuku Saijioji, Merlin Prism River, Yomo Kanpaku, and Lunasa Prism River. Essentially, I just went down the list of any remaining Touhou characters I still had available and went through them. Needless to say, if I reset again, which there's no reason for me to do so, I would probably run out of Touhou names at this point. Anyway, so yeah, that's the gist of it. So let's go ahead and just trigger that. We'll move you guys over here where you belong. Alright, so you might notice a lot of equipment on these things, these characters. So in general, I try to get them as much stuff as possible. Anyone that has a headpiece 1 is, in the beginning, they either got Beauty and the Beast here, which got them plus 2 HP or plus 2 SP, but I gradually was upgrading them to the In the Name of Love and Hate, which gives you plus 2 success rate, work speed, movement speed increases by 4, and attack speed increases by 4. A lot better. So they either have that or this. Everyone has the Solemn Vow right back, which gives plus 1 to pretty much everything. The, let's see what else we got. Oh, the Earring. This earring's pretty amazing. The Discord Head 2. It does HP, and Sanity minus 10, but it gives plus 20 movement speed and attack speed, and when attacked, there's an 8% chance that you'll just get healed, which is really helpful. Gives them a lot of durability. On the hand, in most cases, it's just going to be the Wrist Cutter, which is plus 2 success rate, plus 2 work speed. I think one person has the Gaze, which is plus 4 HP. Everyone has Glasses, which gives plus 2 success rate, plus 2 work speed, and plus 3% insight success rate. What else we got? For the face, or sorry, the mouth, they either have Soda Mouth, which is the beard, which gives plus 2 HP, or they have the little bubble from Dreaming Current, which gives plus 6 sanity instead. A lot of them have Brooch 2 from the Child of the Galaxy, which is the Galaxy Brooch. It has plus 3 success rate, plus 3 work speed, and heals a small amount of HP of the employee. I don't know what the rate is, but it sounds nice. And then some people also have Brooch 1, which is a different slot, which is plus 1 to all stats. I think that's just about everything. I'm trying to think of anything else that stood out. A few people also have the Cheat Gift from the Knight of Despair, which does plus 2 sanity and plus 4 movement speed and attack speed. And that should be it. Yeah, I don't think anyone else got anything too fancy. Merlin does have supposed to be the Pleasure Brooch, which is from this thing, which is plus 10 sanity, plus minus 6 success rate, and minus 6 work speed. Not that great. But I had to have someone working over here to do the meltdowns, because obviously the extraction team is not protected. I did accidentally let this thing out once, and essentially it decapitates people. It's pretty much this little image here of a person like their head exploding. That happens. It's pretty amazing. Anyway, so I didn't really give a good first impression of the core suppression for Binah, mainly because I didn't really remember exactly what I was supposed to be doing for it. It's not really as cheesable as Gabora. I can't just sit there and win like with Gabora. For Binah, I do have to be very, very active, even if I do this other strategy. This other strategy seems to really be kind of useful, but if you do want to fight this thing with your actual employees, you have to get really good at dodging attacks, like, getting behind her when she's slashing, or, leaving the room before she attacks, or constantly moving to avoid the spikes, because she does tons of damage, and you don't really want to mess with her. So, I did watch a video of this happening. I don't know if it's been patched because it's an old video, but at the very least it might give me a little bit of a head start in the fight. So needless to say, I'm going to be attempting it. Essentially the goal is to keep Binah in the extraction team area. We don't want her wandering around anywhere else. And then everything else is essentially just trying to stay alive and dealing with all the meltdowns. So, we're going to go ahead and do this. Core suppress. Alright, so here's the Arbiter. She starts out partially resistant to everything. Just like I mentioned, just like before. And this fight has 3 phases. So essentially I have to beat her 3 times. Phase 1, she'll just kind of wander around and start wrecking people. Her attacks are pretty devastating even in this phase. She makes little spikes come out of the ground that just does tons of damage. I think she has a slash that does pale damage that pretty much wrecks you. Essentially, you're not really going to be able to tank and spank this against the Arbiter. Now, a way to actually fight her eventually she's going to send a pulse out, I think, and a bunch of meltdowns are going to appear. And there's going to be two colors. I think it's like gold, and I don't remember what the other one is. If you complete all of the meltdowns of a certain color, it does a certain effect. For gold, I believe it stuns. It'll stun her, and she won't be doing anything for a little while. And then the other one, if you complete all of them, it will make her defense types become 2.0 vulnerability, so essentially double damage. And then, yeah, you kind of got that going for you. So, like I mentioned, the plan is to just... So, pretty much the plan is to use the extraction team. Or not the extraction team, but the rabbit protocol. They're not invincible, but it will keep her in here. The way she wanders around is she will pretty much pick a point in a location and just start going there. And she pretty much can't be lured, essentially, is how it works. Anyway, Phase 1, that's why there was the two types of meltdowns. Phase 2, an additional meltdown type will start, which will, while those meltdowns are active, will spawn dark waves. Dark waves are essentially these little black waves that will just kind of move, they'll appear in a room and just move across it. Very similar to the Amber of Dusk and the King of Greed. Essentially, if it hits you, it does some black damage and just kind of sweeps across. It also kind of appears anywhere. It can even appear in elevator shafts, from what I've seen. So essentially, the goal is you have to go and deal with those particular meltdowns. If you take care of them, they disappear, and eventually she'll spawn more of them. And that's pretty much it. It just adds more enemies, essentially. And it gets a little bit dangerous because essentially everyone becomes vulnerable to attack. That's why I ensured everyone had a bunch of black resistance to kind of endure the hits. Also, I kind of maxed out everyone's stats as much as possible. And then Phase 3. Phase 3, my pause will be disabled. I will not be able to pause. I think you can still open the menu, which will pause, but you can't interact with anything. And in Phase 3, she'll kind of just wander around, and she will send out a pulse, which will spawn, I think, 8 meltdowns throughout the facility. And as when those things appear, little pillars will appear around her, and kind of like a little clock, almost. And essentially, you have to deal with all those meltdowns before time runs out. If time runs out, the pillars will shoot outwards, and you pretty much kill anyone that's in the path. Also, while those meltdowns are active, she becomes completely immune to damage. So the idea is you need to deal with all the meltdowns and then just do a bunch of damage to her before she spawns more of them. If you do take care of all the meltdowns, it just essentially disables her attack and she becomes vulnerable to attacks again. So that's the idea. Obviously, the big issue is going to be Phase 3 because I can't pause. You have to be very, very fast. This is why I don't really consider what I'm about to do a cheese, because I still have to be very, very active to actually make this work. Anyway, in any case, I'm going to keep it at normal speed no matter what, because I don't want to deal with this nonsense. Okay, here's the pulse. There. Okay, let's do this. So if you look around, you have golden meltdowns, and some dark meltdowns. You have to go figure. It's going to appear on there. All right. One thing I do need to be careful about is the painting. So we definitely want to be careful about that. Who's the most resistant to black? You are. And then, of course, we got Yang here. All right. It also apparently did damage to everybody, which is not nice. Oh, wow, it just killed her. It just flat out killed her. Wow. I was not expecting that. Well, I might have to actually give them actual gear. Because I was not expecting it to do that much damage. Alright. Doesn't really matter which ones we do here. Also, difficulty of these works also go up rather high. I don't really need to worry about Queen of Hatred since I'm just going to be working on Meltdown stuff. One I will have to worry about is this thing here, the Funeral of the Dead Butterflies, because that is going to aggro at some point. Guarantee it. High. Okay, so I'll grab you. And very high, very high. Alright, grab you. Want a couple of you guys up there. Do need to be careful about the heart. Yeah, Letitia's heart might be a little bit of a problem. I don't know what damage type that pulse was, which kind of concerns me. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright, looks like there are 10 in total. Also, the music kind of turned off. Actually, let me be right back. Okay, I was just checking to make sure the volume was actually doing what it's supposed to be doing. Alright, we'll hope you don't die. I'm gonna send 2 of you up there. Alright. Nothing I need to worry about down there. Okay, see this little, you might have saw some sparkles kind of stream down here. I mean, I just hit those meltdowns. Look again. She's not really an arbiter, is she? If she is, keep in mind that this is not what the contract said. So even they recognize this. So yeah, the arbiter kind of just ignored everything, but since I had opened this thing, instead of going out into the freaking corridor and wrecking shit, she instead looped back around this way. Just need to last long enough to not, die. Right now they're not taking much damage. Yeah, as you can see, it does tons of damage. Come on. Okay, done. And done. Should be all of them. That is all of them. Yep, now she's taking damage. And she's stunned, so she's not doing anything at the moment. Sorry, I won't be able to go over the text right now. Okay, phase 2. They're being reckless again. You deceive the head. Alright. So, next phase is about to start. I'm going to need to keep an eye out for just general doom and gloom. In fact, I'm going to do this. Comes the next wave. Yep, so here's the dark waves. As you can see. Alright, got Golden Meltdown over here. Got Beauty and the Beast over there. I gotta be careful about this thing here, Schadenfreude, because if I have it on the screen, it's going to wreck me. You're the one that worked on the painting. Alright, we're gonna do this. Down here. Looks like you guys are okay at the moment. You work on that. You work on this. Tag this. Again. Tag this. Wait, where'd you go? I don't know how you got down there at all. I guess you recovered at some point? I don't know. In any case, go up there, work on that. Yeah, dark wave's coming. You take care of that. You lot go over here. You hang out with the puppy. Oh, actually, you hang out with the puppy. Good timing. You go hang out with that. This is the shoes. I don't remember anything about it. You just say once this hits phase 3, that's when the shit's gonna hit the fan. You hang out here. Use it. Use it. You just finished that. Okay. Use it. It's like, use it. You two together. One of you's gonna have to trigger this first. Okay. This is wearing 9 seconds, so I have to wait 9 seconds for this actually to do what it needs to do. Oh, I know who. Yeah, you were the one that was working on it. Got it. Done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, one down here. Whoever's not working. You're not working. Okay. Alright. Alright, 4 seconds. Okay. All those are passing down. Rabbits are still alive somehow. I'll let that finish. Alright, this will buy us a little bit of time. How you doing up there? Okay. Gotta make sure that stays off the screen. Okay. Now tag it. There you go. That should free her. Alright, phase 3 is going to wreck my ass. Who died? Oh shit, I forgot about that. Anyone that could do white damage? I don't remember if what I did wrong there. I honestly don't. I don't remember if I actually had equipped it or not. In any case, I need to make sure that thing stays slow. Cancel that suppression. Black doesn't do anything. Sorry all. Okay, you're down there, that's fine. Alright. Oh, I'm sorry for the pause. Okay, it's about to hit next phase. Okay, pulse is in. Go. 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 You're panicking, that's fine. Oh, because I forgot to take you out. I know why. Whoever, it doesn't matter. Oh wow, you guys all died. Okay. Can't stop tied with your hands. Alright. Well, that was my first try. I'll go ahead and call it a video here. When we come back, we'll try again. So what happened, I messed up a few things. One was... I don't remember if I equipped Yang, but I forgot to unequip it. The other issue is I forgot to get the person off of Theresia. Everything else was okay, I think. Obviously that first pulse at the beginning did some shit, but other than that, it wasn't the worst. So I'm gonna go ahead and we'll retry. And yeah, I am the Depressed Dealer. This was Lobotomy Corporation. See you guys in a bit.